Armadillo armor more than meets the eye. The armadillo's armor isn't just a quirky feature, it's an incredibly sophisticated adaptation that has allowed these animals to thrive for millions of years. These bony plates, called scutes, are made of keratin, the same material as our fingernails and hair, but arranged in a unique, layered structure. Each scute is connected by flexible skin, allowing the armadillo a surprising degree of movement and flexibility, despite its seemingly rigid exterior. You'll notice that the armor isn't solid. It consists of bands that allow for bending and twisting, vital for burrowing and maneuvering through dense undergrowth. Stick around. You're about to learn something wild. But first, tap like and hit subscribe so you don't miss the next mind. Beneath those plates lies a layer of soft fur, providing insulation against both heat and cold. The number of bands varies by species. Some have as few as 6, while others boast over 30. This variation is often key to identifying different armadillo types. It's fascinating to consider how an armadillo's armor works. You might assume that those tough plates are simply bone fused directly to its skeleton, like a suit of built-in armor. However, the reality is far more intricate and unique. Instead of being solid bone, an armadillo's armor is made up of something called dermal ossicles. These are essentially small, individual bone hundreds of thigh each covered in a layer of keratin. Keratin is what makes up our own fingernails and hair. It's incredibly strong yet flexible. This arrangement allows for a surprising degree of movement and flexibility in the armadillo's armor, something you wouldn't expect from such seemingly rigid protection. Take a closer look at an armadillo's armor. It's far more intricate than it might initially appear. These bony plates, called ossicles, aren't rigidly fused together. Instead, they are cleverly arranged in flexible bands. This unique structure allows for a remarkable degree of movement and bending within the shell. It's like having built-in hinges. This flexibility isn't just for minor adjustments. It enables some armadillo species to perform an incredible feat, curling themselves completely into a ball. The pink fairy armadillo, being one of the smallest and most endearing members of the family, exemplifies this ability perfectly, demonstrating how truly adaptable their segmented armor can be. The incredible armor on an armadillo isn't just one solid shell. It's made up of bands, rings of flexible material that allow them to bend and move. The number of these bands actually varies quite a bit depending on the species, ranging from as few as 3 in some smaller varieties, all the way up to over 100 in others. This difference isn't just a quirky detail, it has a significant impact on how effectively an armadillo can roll into a ball for protection. Those with fewer bands tend to have more limited rolling ability, while those boasting many bands can achieve a tighter, more complete defense against predators. It's truly remarkable how an armadillo's armor develops over its lifetime. Beneath that tough shell, new ossicles, those bony plates, are constantly being created. These fresh layers don't replace the old ones. Instead, they form underneath, gradually adding to the overall thickness of the armor. Think about how your hair grows, a continuous process of renewal and layering. It's a similar principle at work here, with the armadillo slowly accumulating these bony shields throughout its life, providing it with increasing protection as it matures. The armadillo's bony armor isn't just about protection, it's also cleverly adapted for blending in with its surroundings. You see, these plates, called ossicles, are covered by a tough layer of keratin, the same material that makes up our fingernails and hair. What's fascinating is the color variation you can find in this keratin covering. It ranges from a delicate pale pink to rich dark brown tones. This natural palette allows them incredible camouflage within their forest and grassland habitats, helping them disappear amongst leaf litter or blend seamlessly with the earth as they forage for food. While that armor looks incredibly tough, it's important to remember it isn't impenetrable. Armadillos have vulnerabilities where their plates connect around their joints, and particularly on their soft underbelly. These areas lack the bony protection we see across their backs and sides, making them susceptible to attack. To compensate for this weakness, armadillos are masters of digging. They create elaborate burrows, often quite extensive, which provide a safe haven from potential threats like bears, wolves, and coyotes. These burrows aren't just simple holes, they're complex shelters that offer significant protection. You might expect an animal covered in armor to be quite slow and cumbersome, but that's simply not the case with armadillos. Their shells are surprisingly lightweight, a clever adaptation for survival. It's made of keratin, the same material as our fingernails, which provides strength without adding excessive bulk. This lightness is crucial because it allows them to move swiftly across grasslands and through dense undergrowth when evading predators or searching for food. They can even reach speeds up to 30 miles per hour in short bursts, a remarkable feat considering their protective exterior. It's fascinating to consider that even an armadillo's armor isn't static throughout its life. The density of those tiny bones within the scutes, what we call ossicles, can actually shift over time and in response to their surroundings. You'll often find that older armadillos have noticeably thicker, more robust armor than younger ones. This increased density seems to be a natural consequence of aging. The bone simply becomes more compact. But environmental factors also play a role, potentially influencing how strongly these ossicles develop, perhaps related to food availability or even predator pressure. The armadillo's armor isn't just a shell, it's a remarkable feat of evolutionary engineering. Each individual plate, known as an osteoderm, is essentially bone covered in a layer of keratin, the same material that makes up our fingernails and hair. These plates are connected by flexible skin, allowing the armadillo some degree of movement despite its armored appearance. You'll notice variations in thickness and arrangement across different species. 3. Banded armadillos have fewer but larger bands than 9. Banded armadillos, reflecting subtle differences in their defensive strategies and habitat challenges. The number of bands isn't always consistent either, it can vary slightly within a single species. Examining the armor closely reveals tiny pores and blood vessels, demonstrating that it's a living structure, constantly being repaired and maintained by the animal. This intricate system offers protection from predators while still enabling essential functions like digging and foraging.